Hey everyone, Kendall Fisher here, coming to you live from Zoom in my apartment. On today's virtual interview, we will be sitting down with Jim Bonomo, who is the COO of Regina Andrew Detroit, which is a manufacturer of home decor out of Detroit, Michigan. So he's going to be chatting with us about some of the things they're facing right now, how they're handling it, and advice for anyone else going through this difficult time right now.
Hey, Jim, thanks so much for joining us. I know it's a hectic time right now, and we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to sit and chat with us. So I want to start off with, kind of like the big umbrella question here being, what is the biggest impact this current state of the world is having on your company right now, on Regina Andrew Detroit right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret what's going on in the world. So yeah, it's overwhelming. You try to take everything day by day, look at the overall issue, and then more importantly, try to take care of your people, our employees, and our partners, and constant communication, because it's so vitally important, because there's a lot of fear out there. So you don't want to be as a leader. I'm trying to be more of a strategic leader. So looking at the ways to opportunities to really keep the business moving, keeping the communication going, because we will get out on the other side of this.
Yeah. Now, you guys do a lot of your manufacturing in China, right? How was your supply chain impacted by all of this?
When the supply chain started happening back after Chinese New Year, when they came back, they didn't come fully back up and operational. So I challenged our purchasing team, our operations teams, our product managers to as a company, we've always been, we changed the sell as a B2B, B2C type of customer, with so much of our business online to designers. We realized that if something will buy something else, they love the brand. They have the brand affinity, which is great, and it's wonderful to see all the orders come in and everything. But more importantly, it's today's society. It's the way. So we kind of look at that opportunity instead of saying, "Oh my goodness, we're out of something," or "We don't have that." You have to communicate and figure out what the problem is. Is there a product that we can replace that with? Because we have a lot of beautiful product, and then more importantly, have our purchasing team communicate with our Hong Kong office and over there and say, "Okay, guys, let's help you out. Let's try to strategize. This is what we're seeing. These are our top items that we need that we're out of stock. Can you ship us those?" And then communicate. If you can't, that's fine. Just give us the accurate date so we can communicate that message to our customers.
Were you having to slow the flow of raw materials at all when China was in that shutdown phase? We're hearing a lot from manufacturers and different in different companies across the board about slowing the raw materials when they know that that they won't be able to get things manufactured for a period of time, and that's a way of saving a little bit of money. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, correct. I have daily meetings with my management team, and we kind of look at what the focus on and the strategy is. We just went over our purchasing plan for the next couple months on the other side of it, which is it's a good thing to think of. Say, where are we going to be at in June, July, August, September? What's the goods? What kind of intelligence can we grab from our data and our analytics we want to buy and we anticipate we want to promote and market out? But then we have to, once we have that purchasing plan in place, we have to communicate that over to our manufacturers and our design teams to figure out where they are at, and this, what manufacturers and what stepping stones they are at, because you don't want to overwhelm them, because it just becomes overwhelming and nobody gets anything done. You want to communicate, say, can you just give us 1, 2, 3 items first, focus on those, and then if any of those don't fit in, then you kind of move up the slot. It's just a way of communicating that everybody's on the same team. We're working together on something instead of, fighting.
Yeah, no, actually on the communication side, what has been your guys' as a leadership team over at Regina Andrew Detroit? What has been your strategy in terms of communicating with your employees, managing the workforce? How have you guys been going about that during this time?
Yeah, once we, on Tuesday here in Michigan, we became sheltered in place. So luckily, our customer service team can work from home, leveraging NetSuite that we have so everybody can work from home. We know that. But I basically challenged my team to say, let's leverage the tools that are out there. Leverage Teams, Slack, any type of social media that we can, chat that we can get on. Use video conferences with Zoom. And then I challenged them, said, just give me a daily rundown. But more importantly, when you're having meetings, make sure you have that, that we're all in this together type of mentality. And then make sure you're checking on the general wellness of our employees and how they are doing, how they're coping, the stress, making sure everybody's okay, because you got to take care of your employees, because your employees take care of your customers. And you got to, since we're all in it together, it's the situation. That's the one good thing about it. It's like something that's just happening to one company. It's everybody. And so there's a lot of opportunity out there to really do some great and incredible things.
Well, and so that actually says a lot about, you and what you've done over at, Regina Andrew, in terms of just making sure that you were set up for success even before all of this. Talk to me a little bit about your cash flow management now and how you're dealing with all of that in the current state of, the world.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing you want to do is, as a company, you want to look at your cash flow, figure out through the math, and kind of think of where you anticipate the cash flow needs are, making sure you're paying for all of your liabilities out there. We're a strong cash flow companies, but we've been doing that. We're a conservative company. We've been saving the cash for, these types of things as growth, trying to spend our dollars. So you're kind of shifting things around for projects and stuff, that things that were immediate needs. And then you kind of say, let's try to move this bucket to spend this bucket. But more importantly, it's just communicating with your bank. I can't stress that enough to anybody I've talked to. The banks are a wealth of information. I talk to my banker at least every day, either in the morning or afternoon, just to see how he's doing, because he's getting information from their resources. Of Bank of America is getting their information from Bank of America, which is and what they're telling their customers, so they can give me some advice, and I can give the executive team at Regina Andrew some advice to how to operate, and see and how we're looking at things, and just communicate, because that's the last thing anybody really wants to have happen is more people unemployed, companies going bankrupt, and causing more stress into the management. So as companies that are in cash flow good positions, they should be strong companies and good civic leaders to put people over profits and kind of work towards that. It's very, very important.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, on the other side of things, are you doing anything to cut costs right now, or save a little bit, do any containment strategy definitely right now? Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely looking, making sure, we've always done this, but making sure look at our terms on our bills, look for opportunities. If there's certain things, you don't get anything unless you ask. Nobody's going to sit there and give you a rate reduction on shipping expenses or freight, or anything like, unless you ask. And then, so that is one of the things that you can kind of do. Look at your bills, look at your talk up to your vendors and see if there's anything you do extended terms. I know that's happened for us at Regina Andrew. Some of our bigger brick and mortar stores have asked for extended terms. We're more than happy to oblige on some of those, because great partners for us for many, many, many years. They've helped us grow to the business that we are. So of course, if they're shut down as a store, then, you have to reciprocate that. You can't let the greed overrun your business model. You're not helping anything.
Yeah, definitely. Are there any changes you've made that you could see lasting after all of this is over?
Yeah, I'd be curious to see, on the one end, I think it's interesting that the folks working from home, I know everybody was super excited on our design team, our creative team. They started working home a couple of weeks ago. I've been on a couple of meetings with them, and, they miss everybody. So I think they miss that FaceTime, that group together. But I think it's a positive. So, you kind of look and see what things we can get done. I mean, we're working on our marketing schedule. We're working on a lot of stuff that has been there, on things to do. It's like, man, let's knock out all these. We need more line drawings, more spec sheets of everything we have. It'd be a great idea. This person, he's a maker that he cannot make right now because of the way the current situation. But you know what he can do? He can do some video instructions. So we're trying that out to see if, taking some of our hard products and, do some videos for it, because that's been a huge request for a lot of only our customers, but also from our online partners. So it's really, you kind of look at that opportunity as being a great thing, and it excites people because you want to get that excitement from your employees to really work on things. And for people that have, that are, their workloads is just doing different things, challenging your workforce and seeing how they're, how they can execute.
Yeah. What I'm hearing here a little bit is that you're working really from internal that then kind of trickles and waves out externally to all of the different, B2B companies that you're working with, as well as your consumers, which I think is a great tactic and super, super great advice in the current, state that we're in right now. So I kind of want to wrap things up here with what are you guys, what are you guys doing that is different just like consumer facing? Are you doing any more like AR things? Are you, do you have anything interesting planned that you can share with us? And what trends are you seeing among your consumers that you're able to take advantage of right now?
Well, it's funny you mentioned the AR, VR type of thing. So luckily, James Andrew, the founder of Regina Andrew, he is definitely, he's been on the AR, modeling things for many years. So we recently, signed up with a couple different platforms to have our 500 pieces of our line, with Mark's in 3D platform. But we're also looking like, how can we leverage that into more of a virtual actual reality type of thing? One of the things that we'll be announcing pretty soon is we're going to be doing the Coastal Living Lighting Collection. So that's coming up. So we're working with them. Like, how is that going to, Coastal Living, the magazine. So we'll be doing their lighting collection. That was going to be our big high point release, and we're still going to release that. But then we can do some really fun things with that as well. So we're super excited by that. We've been working with a data company in Detroit called Petrum AI. So we've been working with them for about a year, and they've been really helping us with some machine learning. And really, it's been a great pleasure to have some of these things that we've in place to kind of look and give us some data analytics to seeing where the clicks are coming through and seeing where we can have more strategic focus onto marketing content to the correct people. Because you just don't want to just spam everybody out and everything. Yeah. You're looking for that brand authenticity that, that our designers love, our brand partners love, the consumers love. And so that's what's really exciting. So that's what really, as we're trying to be positive on, how great can we be on the other end of this? And that's, the biggest focus. And just looking at that, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's awesome. Have you seen an uptick in e-commerce?
Oh yeah, definitely. We've seen an uptick in e-commerce year over year. It's been that way exceptionally. And then really it seemed to be this last season, Black Friday, since some of the things that we did, both from B2B, B2C on our website, it's not like we've had like this huge consumer uptick. It's really helped our overall brand helpful because everything's open on the website. So the consumer can then click and then shop at some of our great marketplaces. And really just helping with working with Petrum, and then also working with Google Analytics, Facebook, Instagram, using our social presence, really doubling down on that. It's been incredible. It's been great. And the e-commerce is that way. And it's the stuff that we've been shipping, it's drop shipped to somebody's house. And I think that's going to be the future even more. So I can't imagine that not being there. But I think for the brick and mortars that do, get on the other side of this, I really think they have a huge opportunity too, because they have some great real estate and they have a great destination, because people still do want to get out and do something.
I wanted to end on any other advice that you would add for companies that are struggling through this time right now.
Yeah, most importantly, I would think is communicate, talk to people, work on your own mental health of yourself and also your employees. Actually get up and, don't get the situation be overwhelming, and leverage your network. From, like I said earlier, I talked to Jay from Bank of America, which is my Daryl from CH Robb is one of the executives over there, because he's given me insight on the supply chain. So these bigger companies that you have in your network can really help leverage and disseminate the information. And most importantly, check on people. check on everybody's mental health, check on your business, challenge your team members to do things that can be great and exceptionally great, and really realize that we will get over this as, you know, as a country, as a planet, and, you know, things will be okay, you know, because it has to be, you know, as it just has to be. And there's no other way to look at that. If you let everything that negativity surround you, it really spiral into a bad place for you. You can't do that. And leverage and talk to people, and, you know, just be good, and think imaginally of how you want your business to be on the other side of this, because it will happen in a quick amount of time.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Jim, for joining us. And, you know, like you said, we keep the positivity going. We put people first, and we'll come out of this okay.
Thanks again, Kendall. You're great.